This is Under Mary's Mantle, and I am teaching Gina, my sister, Olivia, my cousin, Joshua, my brother, and Emily, and collectively one by the way, it's your turn, how to gut a bluegill. My sister and I, Colette and me, were fishing, and we caught 3 bluegills. And you usually get a hammer and bonk them on the head to kill them, but I just found a rock, so I'm going to use a rock. And you just do this, and you just kind of bonk them.
He did it!
Like 3 times. Well, don't keep hitting him all the time because he will start twitching, but that's just a fish. And
he did it, Mom.
And then you scale it. You get a knife like this. It's my multi-tool I got for my birthday.
You just kind of. Now he just do that.
Kind of like do that. Do it until it's kind of bluish. Skin. And I'll get to you later after it's scaled in the next step. This is me again, Under Mary's Mantle, in the next chapter. Well, you can see it's kind of bluish, different because we scaled the fish. So there's no scale, so it's nice and smooth. And what we do now is the fin, right here, we're making fillets. You put your knife right in the fin, right there, and you just cut. Cut off the head. Some people eat fish with the head, so you can leave the head on if you want. I'm not leaving the head on. Some people actually gut the fish first, but I think it's easier to chop off the head first, so it's easier to pull out the guts. Ew, yeah. Anyway, and then I'll just do that.
Yes.
And I'm going to do the same thing with the tail. Chop it off to here, but you have to leave some meat because the meat is pretty good. And I'll see you again in the next chapter. This is me again, Under Mary's Mantle. And we visit now to the next step. We find right here. Well, look, right there, we find that. There with the knife, poke it right in there. Poke it right in there, kind of start blasting open.
And there you go. No.
That's good. We cut a little extra. And let me quiet. Sorry, but that's all the guts. So you take your finger, get in there and scrape out all the guts. Bring it to the side. And you make sure it's all nice and clean. And I'll see you again in the next chapter. And you just put all the guts to the side. If you have a worm farm or something, you can put these in it maybe. I'm not sure, but I think so. And then, you see I gutted it all, made it nice and clean. Still going to rinse it. And this is fillets, right? See all that meat, that good juicy meat? And you do this simply. Simple slice. And Slice. Just to make this so a little outside of the bones. Just to put a little outside of the bones to make a fillet. This is a pretty small fillet because it's a pretty small fish. But I just keep doing this in little pieces like this. Little pieces like that. It's a pretty small fillet because I'm not a very good job at making fillets. But I know how. So, anyway, I'll see you in a couple of hours to cook the fish. This is Jordan with Forsaken Farm. And the next step, always clean your knife as well as you can. And then shut it. Then put it away wherever you want to put it. And then we got all this meat. If you want to eat it later, just plop it in the fridge. But you always have to gut it before you put it in the fridge, or then the fish will get sour. And that's it. And then next step, cooking. You're making seasoning fish. You get some salt on it, some pepper. I like spicy, so I gotta put a little more. For some people don't like spicy, maybe like Colette or Joseph, so we won't put as much in there. And it kind of looks like that texture. And then I'm gonna cover it for some paprika. Some paprika on there. Get some seasoning. And again, this is not. Some people won't like it because I sort of like a little spicy. And then you put some basil leaves. The dry. There you go. And then you get a little bit of flour. Stir it around, put the fish in, and put it on the pan to cook. And that's all for Forsaken Farm. Again. And we made my texture, and I forgot to say, but we actually added a little oil. And this is the texture, what it looks like. With the basil leaves and stuff. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, and I also added a lizard. Gutted it. That'll be another video of gutting it. And my fish, my fillets. Always, when you're rubbing something on meat, always, extra soap. You don't need extra soap. Just scrub more. And wash your hands. And dry them. They don't have to be too dry because you're already going to put your hands in something wet. Okay. And what we're going to do, just give it a real quick stir. Sometimes the salt tries to go to the bottom. Actually, that's sort of a sushi flavor. And then, kind of dip all 4 fingers in. Done like that. Then just kind of rub it on your fish. Rub it all over, inside of it, inside of the fish where we gutted it. Rub it on the fillets. Rub it on here. Rub it everywhere. And you have to get lots of muscle into this, just like rubbing it in, just like into meat. The meat is now a different flavor all itself. And I'll see you again at this. Me again. seasoned and everything. Now, this oil is getting very hot, so avoid touching it. And we're just going to lay it down. It doesn't matter which side. Just like lay it down. And just like cooking. And yeah, you just like lay them down, and I'll see you again after they're cooked. This is me again, and see, lizard all cooked, fish nice and tender. And you put a little oil in the pan, by the way, and it's quite good. Some of you might think that these things are gross and gutting them, but what do you expect? To go out in the wild and feast on berries? You'll die. You have to know these things. You have to know these things to survive. This is protein. This will fill your stomach. You have to know these things to survive. And this is Under Her Mantle.